Are you broody? Yes. Very broody. Very broody. And these were all your babies? Yes. Miss Moran, we're going to have to talk about this. Oh my goodness. Say cheese. Say cheese. Oh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Broody mama alert. So let's talk about this, guys. This is a video that I've been actually wanting to make for about a week or two because we did a video about baby chicks falling from the sky. Yes, right? And a lot of questions came in. What happened in the barn is we had a broody mama. She hid out under some black plastic. She had a bunch of babies hatch. We found a mystery chick on the floor. Long story short, I made an executive decision that day to pull those babies from that mama. Now, when you talk about broody hens and mama hens, you're gonna find that every situation is completely different. I get so many questions on this topic. Why do you do what you do? Well, folks, you have to recognize that everything that I do is never the same. It's completely subjective to the situation, the hen, what space I have available, the weather, how many brooders do we have going on, and whatnot. Sometimes I let broodies just go at it. Sometimes I keep pulling their eggs till they break. Sometimes I let them hatch the babies, and then, if I can allow the mama hen to raise the babies, that's the best case scenario. Nobody's gonna deny that. But sometimes that's not feasible depending upon your setup, the weather. I don't like, now I know we talk about what was in the olden days, in the golden days, but you have to consider how many chickens does a person have? Did Granny have 1 chicken, 12 chickens, 16 chickens, 200 chickens? Baby chicks are very vulnerable. So you have to understand that when they hatch, you have to know what is the conditions that the mama is in, how can she protect those babies. Some broodies are better than others. Silkies, for example, in my personal opinion, need a lot of assistance. They're excellent broodies. They're the best broodies, really, when it comes to just concentrating, hunkering down, and getting the job completely done. The problem is they don't tend to switch over to mama hen as well until they feel their job is done. So I have to, and you have to evaluate, okay, where is this broody? How committed is she to what she's doing? What are the conditions? Okay, are the eggs going to be subjected to other hens or roosters trying to get on top of them and break them? Because once you have a clutch set, and you always have the situation where other hens might be competing for, say, that nesting box, you totally put the chicks, the eggs, at risk of breaking. And then you get all of the yolk and whatnot on the other eggs, which could cause problems for them as well. So here's the deal. So we have mama here. I'm actually going to allow her to see what we do here for a while. Sometimes I let a mama hen have, a broody hen have a clutch of eggs for a couple of days to see how committed is this girl. Because again, the weather is a big factor. When we had the babies in the loft the other day, and I pulled the babies, they're inside the house now, away from that mama hen, it was simply because we were dealing with freezing temperatures. I didn't want to have to worry about, okay, setting up a new area in the barn. I've already got another broody. We've got baby goats in the barn. Where are we going to give her space? What if another one of the babies gets away and chills? So I made, because it was almost an emergency situation, if you will, it was a total surprise, I made an executive decision to go ahead and just pull those babies. They're living life fully in my kitchen right now. All of them have survived. All of them are doing great. Mama went on back to doing her thing, and she's fine. So you have to understand, this is the main thing. When people get into chickens or they get into dairy goats, they get into anything, they think one size fits all. That is not true. Even if you have 20 chickens, I assure you that the personality of those girls and even that guy is going to be very different from one to the next. Okay, and 1 or 2 or 3 are going to be better at foraging than the others. The others are going to be better at laying eggs maybe than the others. Some of them may be better at going broody than others. And it doesn't necessarily matter what you are told per se. Like you're always told, okay, well, Patara says silkies and Morans or Buff Orpingtons are the best. Overall, a lot of those girls have been the best at going broody and staying broody. But that doesn't mean that an Easter egger or a golden comet one of my best broodies ever was a production red. Now, those are few and far between, but they can happen. So, you have to evaluate what is going on with your farm, your family, and your flock at the time in which this is happening. You want to provide the best environment for safety also for your girls and for your baby chicks. Safety netting, a small warm area. They have to have warmth. They have to have a heat lamp if you can do that. Safety with that, there's other videos we have on that. You want to provide food and fresh water. Mama is going to teach them everything they need to know if she's a good broody switching over to a good mama hen. Sometimes that doesn't always happen either. Just because she's a good broody and she hatches those babies out, she can become a very stressed mama. And with intention or without intention, she could do harm to the babies. So the bottom line of this video is, a lot of folks have a lot of questions. And with a lot of questions, with every single one of those questions come a lot of different answers. I just threw a lot at you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some of these beautiful rich Moran eggs, and I'm going to give her a clutch of, I don't know, maybe 8. I think 8 is a really good number. They can hatch anywhere from 10, 12, 14 babies at one time. But I do want to give her space underneath. Oh, Mama. Oh. So, she's very serious about what she's doing. I hope you like this video. I hope it helps you out. And that I just want you to know that this is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. And that is the beauty of it. Right? All right, guys, so we're going to close everything up. My bees are doing good. The barn is doing good. Bunnies are doing good. The Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, oh my gosh. Guys, you've rocked the socks off of every rooster in the land this year. We are so excited. So we got to finish up. We're going to set this broody. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. We'll see you on the next video. Okay, guys. So to close it out, let me show you what I've done here. I have marked these eggs with a permanent marker. Some folks choose to not do so. I do. Let me tell you why. When you set a broody mama and you put her out on a clutch, like I'm about to do right now, give her back her clutch, she rotates these eggs several times a day. Oh, I know, sweetie. And because she does that, the markings tend to come off really easy, and then you don't know which is which, right? Unless you have her separated, because hens are going to come in and potentially lay more eggs, or they may lay more eggs by her, and she, by default, because she's broody, she's going to pull every egg underneath her. You need to know which eggs you want in terms of your clutch eggs versus newly laid eggs. That is why you mark them, okay? And I have chosen permanent marker regardless of what anybody says, because all the other types of markings that I've used come off very easy, and then it's very confusing. You don't want too many eggs underneath a broody hen, because the more eggs beyond, say you want 8 or 10, and she gets 14, 15, the more eggs you have under her, the more of a higher risk you have in terms of breakage. So I'm going to take the eggs that are a little bit dirty, and the ones that I think that have the weaker shell. So I gave her the stronger eggs. Some of them are light because some of my Morans are losing some of their ink because they're older girls. But we're giving her a nice mix here, nice hard shells, clean eggs. That is the mark of a healthier egg than a weak shell or one that has yolk or dirt or whatnot on it. You want it as clean as possible. Also, I'm going to mark, technically I will probably start with tomorrow as day 1. I do think she's had been on some of these since yesterday, but when you give a clutch back or set an incubator, it is a wise decision for you to set the next day as day 1. But keep in mind, you could see babies a couple of days early during that 21-day period. They make those decisions. We don't. All right, girl, there's your eggs. You want me to put them back underneath you? Oh, you've already started pulling. Okay, so there's some. Yes. She'll set them how she wants them. Yes, look at this behavior, guys. She is hers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. That's a good girl. She'll situate them. She's a good mama. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. A lot of times they'll start pulling them, so we're going to leave it just like that. We're going to shut and lock the door, shut the coop up, let them do what they're doing. I'm telling you guys, these black copper Morans, that's why I'm hatching more, if I can, because they truly are a blessing. Thanks for watching.